Daredevil, Kingpin, all that, now in the MCU, coming in a big way. And you guys will also remember there was some debate going on over the past year or two about whether or not this Daredevil and this Kingpin were truly the Daredevil and the Kingpin from the Netflix series. Now, there are some people, including me, that try to explain, guys, Charlie Cox has been pretty damn clear. It's not the same Daredevil from the Netflix series. He's made like 4 or 5 different statements about this is going to be a different thing. This is not Daredevil season 4. There's going to be differences to the character, blah, blah, blah. But nobody would hear it. A lot of people would send me angry emails like, Campea, you don't know what you're talking about. This is the same Daredevil. Well, now it's official. It wasn't, but it is now. They've decided to say it. And Vincent D'Onofrio decided to kind of explain a little bit about why the change got made when it wasn't the intention before of Marvel to have this be the Kingpin and Daredevil from Netflix to making it now. Now, the folks over at CBR wrote a kind of a large article on it. And they go into it a little bit, explaining what D'Onofrio was saying. But basically, they were well into the production of Daredevil Born Again. And when they viewed it and they were sitting down with Marvel executives and looking what they had, nobody was happy, apparently. And it was in that moment, D'Onofrio says, that the decision was made, you know what? We're now going to go and embrace the Netflix stuff. This comes to us from CBR, who wrote the following. Originally understood to be its own standalone universe, D'Onofrio revealed that Marvel Studios initially had no plans to integrate aspects of Netflix's Daredevil into the MCU canon, focusing solely on Kingpin and Daredevil. Then he said, during our restart of all the creative on Daredevil Born Again, all the creatives got together and said, look, this is how we've got to do it now, talking about making it a part of the Netflix stuff. So we are for sure only speaking about it in terms of being directly connected to the original Daredevil. And that is a great thing. Something that D'Onofrio is obviously very excited about. Now, I've got some fears about what could happen with them now making it the actual Netflix one, which it never was before, and now it is. I've got some fears about it, for sure. But there's also some very big potential upside, because I wasn't buying Hawaiian shirt wearing, tracksuit mafia leading Kingpin.
Neither was Echo here.
Yeah, I mean, but hey, he had superpowers and apparently can survive gunshots to the face. Oh no, gunshot to the eye, where the eye is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
That's all good. Sure.
They did that for me though. They were like, look, Chris can't deal with this.
Chris Carr cannot stand eye violence. We got to take off the eye patch and his eye has to be perfectly fine. She's a sweet girl.
Let's do something for her. All right. Sorry, guys. That was
my
fault.
Like even with all of my reservations about some of the dangers of making it the same as the Netflix stuff, there are big potential benefits. Potential downside, but also some big potential benefits. And the fact that maybe now I get to forget about the founder of the Tracksuit Mafia.
You'll never forget it.
I will make myself forget it. Okay. Vincent D'Onofrio will make me forget it. I also really didn't like how they turned him into a whiny baby in Echo. I hated that. Listen, Kingpin from the Netflix series is emotional. He's very emotional, but he focuses his rage. He always lets the smart thing trump whatever else he's feeling, right? He focuses and channels and uses that rage. Not in Echo. It's like, she didn't come to meet me on my plane. I'm going to go kill everybody. Oh, fuck, I hated that.
It's a nice plane.
It was. He put a lot of work into cleaning up that plane, making it all nice for Echo.
Plane for two.
I mean, I really, really hated that, because that to me was not the Kingpin from the Netflix series. That being said, like, it's different. You hurt Vanessa, you are fucked. You hurt Vanessa. Like, he'll channel that rage, but you didn't come and meet me at my plane. I hated that so much. But they clearly were doing this thing, and they clearly said this isn't working. It's not working. And one of the things that I appreciate sometimes is creatives that are willing to go, what we decided to do and what we believed in isn't working. to change directions means you have to be big enough to say, we made a mistake. And I will always respect creatives, because not all creatives have the flexibility or the luxury of having enough money and backing and budget to just go back to square one and start again. But even then, for them to go, you know what? We were going in the wrong direction. So instead of just keep going in the wrong direction and try to make it as salvageable as we can, let's start again. Let's keep what we can from what we did, save some money, but let's go in a new direction. Which new direction should it be? Well, you know what, at this point, let's just make it the Netflix Daredevil.
They can go back on this. Like, maybe it's like, oh, I showed this side of me in the Echo series, and since I got screwed over here, I'm just going to be more ruthless from now on and not even care about anything.
Again, the thing about Kingpin is it's not just about what he did in Echo, where the actions, like the lack of self-control and the actions of somebody who never would have become the boss. I mean, it's somebody who would have at best be a street-level street thug. So I am looking forward to moving past Hawaiian shirt Kingpin, moving past temper tantrum in his plane Kingpin, and let's get back to the Kingpin that we got in the Daredevil series.
I actually want to explore that character a little more.
I want to see more of that. Guys, we want to thank a sponsor of today's video, Mando. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is the all-terrain vehicle of deodorants. It goes everywhere. Put it in your pits, package, feet, back, knees, everywhere. Because something all of us guys know is that body odor happens all over your body. So why are we just putting on deodorant in our pits? Mando is powerful. It's clinically proven to control odor everywhere, but gentle enough to use in your sensitive bits too. Just try Mando's cologne quality scents and smell the difference from your underarms to your underballs. And a special offer for John Campea Show audience members, new customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code and link. Use the code Campea at shopmando.com. shopmando.com. I have been loving using Mando because it goes on smooth, it feels clean, and it leaves me smelling great. Mando is created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated, and it is clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. And Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mint body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. And again, as a special offer for John Campea Show audience members, new customers get $5 off a Mando starter pack with the code Campea at shopmando.com. Anyway, Chris, you heard he's explained this was all about the fact that this one show was not going in the right direction. They decided to go back to it. Do you like that rationale? How do you think they can course correct with what they've done so far? What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, if something's not working, fix it. Simple. and Daredevil from Netflix worked really well for me. I loved that show. I thought it was wonderful. Season 3, I feel like they lost a few beats. I think a few things got away from them, but I loved it, and I loved him in that. Now, I do think I enjoyed Echo a bit more than you guys.
I liked it.
Okay.
It was okay.
I understand a lot of these gripes with Kingpin. I can totally get that. I would not be all hunky-dory with somebody who shot me in the face. That would not be what I would do. But I like that we're at least getting towards that mayoral campaign, because I love Kingpin for mayor.
Right.
I love that storyline so much. So I think if we do have more of that kind of gritty, boots on the ground, almost investigative journalism and legal work that we had in the Daredevil Netflix series on this show on Disney Plus, I think it'd be great. I really enjoyed it, and I didn't want that show to end. I also stand by that as one of the best opening credit scenes ever. I love the Daredevil opening credits. I think they're so wonderful with the kind of like
everything melts away.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. So good. So give me more of that. And if I get a whole bunch of Vincent D'Onofrio as that Kingpin too, hell yeah.
I would also like to say, now this is weird. As much as I'm saying one of the big positives of this is let's get the right, if you're going to have Kingpin, let's get the right Kingpin. Like, at least treat him the right way. Make him act the right way. I will at the same time still say this. There were aspects of Matt that I liked in Spider-Man No Way Home, and in
Shield.
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Right. There were aspects of Matt that I kind of liked that were not inconsistent with the Matt that we had in the Netflix series. They just more emphasized other things about it. A little bit more lighthearted, stuff like that. And I kind of liked him and She-Hulk together.
I did love
really
that.
like them
and
together.
to me, what it felt like was he's been through it, but he's grown as a person, and now he's like, he can kind of crack a smile now. Like he's not just still weighed down by grief or torment.
Yeah.
He's come through the other side.
The series, we left off with hope, right?
Yeah.
We left off with him and Karen and Foggy talking about how they could fix things the right way.
Yeah.
They could do things all by the book, but also if they needed to, they could have Daredevil come in and do stuff. And it ended on a really positive note about how he could enact change in both aspects of his life. And I think that's a really great summation of that, Jonathan.
Like getting a new costume designer.
Yeah. he can wear a
That
yellow
part I
suit.
didn't love.
That I didn't like, but
Whatever.
I'm just talking about him personally and
Yes.
yeah.
And then going back to Kingpin, if anyone remembers this time, I'm going to bring up Stone Cold Steve Austin, right?
Which you often do.
He was the bad. Everyone loved his character, this and that. And then there's a stint where he went to be friends with Vince McMahon. Remember, he was like doing like the little skits, like, strumming the guitar with Kurt Angle.
Yep.
And then everyone, it was funny. And then he came back as what he was before that. And I loved it, but it wasn't as I wasn't as hype as I was before he did that change.
Right.
They might run into that problem with Kingpin, where if we've seen this side of him, if they try to make him come back as the more ruthless, we still have that memory of this one.
But nobody likes this version of Kingpin.
I know,
they've
but
been
still,
doing, right?
yeah, true. But you know what I mean? Because we've seen that side.
Well, to follow your wrestling analogy, Undertaker became the American badass
I didn't like him, man.
and had no problem coming back and being
I guess
Undertaker,
it all
right?
depends. I guess
So, I mean, they can do it. They can do it. Sorry, guys. We're losing everybody who
Yeah,
has
I'm
no
sorry.
idea
I'm
about
sorry.
that era of wrestling whatsoever. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think? Right move by them? How do you like the way Vincent D'Onofrio described it? Are you like me, where it's like, please get us back to the Kingpin he's supposed to be? Or maybe, listen, all art is subjective. Maybe you've enjoyed the Kingpin we've had in this MCU iteration so far. That's totally legit too. Anyway, whatever you guys think, let us know. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.